I've come to the realization that there's chapters to life, and that experience is the best teacher. I'd like to share my journey with you, my chapters of struggle, joy, and determination. My hope is that you realize that there's always another chapter waiting to be written. My first chapter started at a young age. I was born into poverty with an absent father and a single mother. I always had this constant feeling of being different, that I didn't belong. These feelings pushed me to isolate myself on the inside. At the time, I had one leg in the grasp of the deep sea of depression. Keeping my head above water was the only reality I knew. Education shifted from inside the classroom to outside experiences. But the stronger my belief became in something better, the further I found myself emerging from the cold waters. It was time for the next chapter, self-development. I knew if I was going to create something different, I was going to have to change. I came to the awareness that my past experiences were building despair in a confused mind. To move on, I would have to rely aimlessly on my hard work ethic. But to continue this next chapter, I would also have to develop and control my emotions. So I did, and I built a life I've always desired as a child. A stable lifestyle that provides opportunities, an incredible wife and kids that support every crazy idea scribbled down on a crumbled piece of paper, a chewed up pencil, and smears from a left-handed drag. The skills developed from experience and momentum have Chapter 2 nailed down with an unbreakable foundation of confidence. One goal achieved on top of another to build a legacy waiting to be shared. Now I'm in the middle of Chapter 3. This part of my life is dedicated to supporting others. There's nothing more important to me than the difference I can make in the lives of others, more than my own personal gain. I've realized that the battle of Chapter 1 and 2 was preparing me for the current moment. Others are always going to need support, but it's up to us as individuals to provide it. There's a great book by Stephen Covey called 7 Habits. There's a section that he talks about starting with the end in mind. I still can't seem to shake this section. He talks about, when it's all said and done, what do I want to leave? What do I want others to say about the life I lived? Will I make the decision to do something more? So this chapter of my life will be spent finding courage for others to create and experience the best life possible. Understand where you came from. Take the time to better yourself. And at the end, before it's all said and done, make a difference in the lives of others.
I'm just good at caring too much.
After the goal is achieved and the dream is realized, a story will always follow. The story behind the journey explains the character build over time. The early mornings, the late nights, and the sacrifices made to bring you that much closer to what you're looking for. Overnight success is an empty base built without passion. Moments of embraced failure helps us push past the fear. As that fear falls away, we begin to build the awareness needed to create momentum. Overnight success is reserved for the outsiders looking in. The ones that achieve sustainable success will always have the ability to look back and share a story. A story of desire, about never looking over your shoulder at uncontrollable circumstances. But a tale of a driven passion with a focused desire to silence the world around you. There has to be a story to be told. Life will not hand out free passes. Without a story, sooner or later there will be a fall. And it's life's way of pointing you back in the right direction. That's when the journey to create a story will start again. There is no reason for you to want to escape the moment of creation. The story behind your actions will always mean more to you than the easy way out. There's a quote from Edward Murrow that says, "Difficulty is the excuse history never accepts." Write a story. Begin a journey that each day puts pen to paper to record the lessons learned to achieve incredible outcomes. Wake up with purpose and go to sleep with the feeling of accomplishment. Your story is waiting to be written. And there's people out there waiting to hear it. Our mindsets can shift and project the way we look at the world. At a young age, our experiences can create a false belief that the person we are, have been, and will always be is a biological certainty. This is called a fixed mindset. And a fixed mindset can direct limiting beliefs cultivated from a past experience. When this happens, it can create an anchoring thought that forms our reality. These anchoring thoughts will only remain if we choose for them to. The belief in ourself and the willingness to change a current thought will pull us away from the fixed mindset and recreate the world around us. One thought can spark growth that can lead to a new belief that can form a mind with limitless possibilities. A new experience will always be built through the lens of one's own mind. To develop new possibilities, you'll have to make a shift to a growth mindset. With a growth mindset, we find ourselves starving for knowledge. We want to learn from the new opportunities that surround us and use the information to build stronger talents and intelligence. Step away from the beliefs of your past and start building the belief of a future desire.
Maybe I've been missing what it's about. Been scared of the future, thinking about the past while missing out on now. We've come so far. I guess I'm proud, and I ain't worried about the wrinkles around my smile.
It will not come easy. The first part of your journey will be shedding the fixed mindset with years of limiting momentum buildup. But once the shift begins and the steps forward are taken, you will view the world through the possibility of change. Your desire for more will grow bigger every day, and without knowing it, you'll inspire others to do the same. Become the change your inner self desires. Don't hold on to your limiting beliefs and get trapped in a fixed mindset. Instead, create a future built from positive momentum. Embrace a growth mindset that opens a pathway for change. The thoughts built from the past will always create a fixed future. But the present moment will always have a new challenge fostered from a growth mindset. All our futures lie in the hands of each individual's choice to make a shift of a current thought to a new reality. Making a difference starts with one person, one step, and one new thought. Slowly together, we all can make a difference and unite a world waiting for change. Humble beginnings is sometimes one of the most difficult roads traveled. To grow up learning in a struggling mindset can test the will of one's future goals. To be exposed to such extreme environments at a young age can take its toll on a developing mind. When we look at it from a distance, we see the amazing benefits of being humble and having the awareness to respect the little things in life. But sometimes the overwhelming effects can hinder one's vision. It's important to push through the struggle. Knowing how it feels to have to scrap for the simple items that many find is an everyday luxury, but for you is a true test of one's will to overcome. What about the empathy you feel for others? Because of the emotional intelligence of your personal experiences, you have the uncontrollable urge to find a way to support others. But for the child surrounded by overwhelming challenges, the journey has a way of pushing back. The child's perceived outcome is reinforced by the doubtful thoughts of one's own mind. If these past experiences are overcome by the strengths of an amazing individual, it could create some of the most influential people the world has ever seen. A person filled with humility, sacrifice, and love. But they have to carry the belief of their will to overcome and know that greatness lies on the other side. Never fear the struggle. Never give up on the belief of something better. And never let your current circumstance dictate a life waiting to be lived. A humble start will always lead to a heroic finish. Success follows the acceptance of humility and the distancing of ego. Our mistakes can provide us with two possibilities when faced with the feeling of discouragement. We can either hunker down and place blame, or we can face it with an optimistical mindset. If looked at correctly, a mistake can be life's way of showing us a different form of self-development. An awakening of an emotional shift. Our decisions to embrace or disregard our mistakes will determine the depths of our own growth mindset. We can turn our back on opportunity or embrace the moment to change. There's times in life when our mistakes feel like a heavy burden, an overwhelming weight that makes it tough for us to focus. But it doesn't always have to be that way. The easy thing is just to walk away. But if we do, we give permission for the ego to run the show. Your ego can cloud your judgment and make excuses for why things didn't go your way. The ego will always defend us from accepting the reality of our actions and blind us from doing the right things to change it. But if we can accept our mistakes for what they truly are, a learning opportunity, and when faced with the same situation in the future, we could take a different approach that could create a better outcome. Our growth could be escalated to a point success becomes inevitable. But the choice is ours to make. Do mistakes have to tear us down and make us feel discouraged? Do they reflect the people we truly are? No one should ever be ashamed of making a mistake, but we should be ashamed if we fail to learn from the mistakes we do make. Because every well-educated, most inspirational, and increasingly imaginative people in history have failed at some point in their lives and made the choice never to give up. Never let a mistake pass without a moment of reflection and ask yourself, what could I do better next time? The definition of friendship is a strong form of interpersonal bond. I share this with you because I believe our world should be filled with the people that uplift our spirits, that help us keep our focus when we feel there's no end in sight, to believe in us when we may not believe in ourselves. True friendship is more than Saturday night board games or trips to the ballpark. It's about a bond of unbreakable measures, a shared unity between like-minded people. It's about having someone to turn to when looking for answers to uncompleted questions. Having a person that supports your dreams without judgment, is open to your endless imagination, and stands behind you when you encounter rough waters. As we trip and stumble, we normally find ourselves reaching for a helping hand to pull us back on balance. A true friend sees the struggle and reaches out before the first word is spoken. But true friendship goes both ways because each of us can fall on hard times. We find ourselves looking for an open ear, someone to share a gentle smile, or an uncontrollable laugh. But if we fail to be empathetic to the needs of others, they will fail to do the same in return. Friendships don't just fall out of the sky. They're built over time. It's about showing up when you're needed the most. It's about caring for something bigger than yourself. We just can't expect someone to always be there for us if we're never always there for them. The key to success is never a solo mission. The relationships we build along the way and the friendships that were there when we first started will create an unbreakable foundation of support. Engage in relationships with like-minded people. Be there for the people that need you the most, and without knowing, you'll build a group of caring people that truly are your friends.